Okay, class, today we are going to do Wordly Wise 9. You will have homework for the week with regard to Wordly Wise 9, and sometime next week you will have a test on Wordly Wise 9 and 10. As you can see here in the little picture here, your homework is actually listed here, the blog comments, the Wordly Wise 9 video, and Wordly Wise 9 A and B. So going through the words. The first word we have is Advent, which is a coming or arrival. So it's like the beginning of a season or the beginning of something. In the Catholic Church, Advent is always the 4 Sundays before Christmas, so it marks the beginning of the Christmas season and the coming of that holiday and the birth of Jesus. Other things do it with the idea of something coming and opening and building in your area. So it's that coming. So like if a new store opens or a new restaurant opens, it could be considered that as well. Okay, blase. It has a little accent here, so paying attention to that and the fact that it is French. Blase is something that is indifferent to what others might find pleasurable or exciting because of excessive indulgence or enjoyment, or something that is unconcerned. So the idea here is that someone's indifferent to something is because others are so into it and so obsessed with it. If someone is blasé about it, it's that opposite. They just lack enjoyment for it because of that. And you can kind of think that my love or lack of love for sports kind of fits into this blasé aspect. Bravado is a noun, an ostentatious display of bravery, or someone who is defiant or has defiant or swaggering behavior. So it's that we could think of this as like Katniss from the Hunger Games, that idea of it, that bravery and that over the topness that she feels and that need to be defiant on purpose works and fits in there on that. Okay, disparate has several definitions here. There are 2 definitions, but there's the adjective and the noun form. So containing or made up of fundamentally different and often incongruous elements, showing a marked difference or inequality. So the idea of something being made up of different things would be like a salad. It's made up of lettuce, tomato, cucumber, all of those different things coming together. So the example here is a resume, and that idea of someone's disparate jobs. They're all different types of jobs. And inequality, showing that marked difference in inequality. So looking at that idea of slavery and civil rights and everything like that fits in there as well. Domicile it should be easy, simple. One's home or place of residence. So where you live, that's your domicile. Pilibos could be your second domicile. Fabricate. There's a noun form. There are also verb forms of fabricate, but we're going to work specifically with the noun form. To make by putting parts together or to construct. And you also have to invent in order to deceive. So if you're fabricating information, it's that idea that I actually don't think that they put the right part of speech on this, because both of these definitions I think are actually the verb form. So hold on a moment. Okay, so I just looked up the definition of fabricate, and it actually, if you look up here, has it in the verb form, so they did have a typo here. So it is a verb, so it's the idea of constructing and putting things together. So you're fabricating. It's like when you have Legos and you build something, you're fabricating it. The other one here is the idea of the intention to deceive. So if you're fabricating the truth, you're lying within it. Itinerant is the traveling from place to place, or one who goes from place to place. So if you have the adjective form, it's actually describing. So here it's like the itinerant theater group. So that group of people travels from place to place. Whereas here, with the noun form, you see the idea that it's different. Itinerant in India. So that's that person who is going from place to place versus the itinerant describing the adjective aspects. Lilliputian It's kind of fun to say and kind of fun to spell. Making sure that you notice here the first 5 letters all can look the same if you don't dot the I's correctly. So it's Lilliputian, extremely small or appearing to be small. So like a music box, the little dancers that are in the music boxes, those are Lilliputians. If you've ever seen the movie Gulliver's Travels, the little people in that are called Lilliputians. If you look at the Wizard of Oz, the Munchkins would be Lilliputians. Phobia is a strong, irrational fear. So if you've been in psychology before, you know of phobias as in something that you're strongly afraid of. You can have a phobia for snakes, for spiders, for the dark, for almost anything, but it's that strong, irrational aspect to it. Proclivity is a strong inclination towards something. So it's something that you're good at, and it's something that naturally you draw towards. So like Lily's having a proclivity for writing essays and for cooking. It's something she's drawn to. Yelena has that proclivity for wanting to play the violin. So it's that strong thing that we're pulled toward. Nodar with his basketball playing, he's pulled toward it. Projectile is an object impelled with force or self-propelled through the air. So like a javelin that you're throwing, that's a projectile. Or propelled with force. Like a javelin is the long stick with the pointed end that you throw, or a spear, an arrow. Those are projectiles. Bullets could also be considered a projectile. It's something that just flies with force. Queasy is an adjective. The first definition, causing nausea or tending to be nauseous. So someone gets sick and they feel nauseated. Or the second one, causing or experiencing uneasiness or squeamishness. So people can get queasy during a horror movie, or when they see a scene in a movie that kind of disgusts them and is a little bloody and gory and stuff like that. So people can get queasy over that too. Reciprocate. So there are very many forms of the word here. So we have reciprocate as the verb, to exchange in kind or to repay. So if someone borrows money from you, you reciprocate by paying them back. If someone was nice to you, reciprocate by doing something nice back. This is not a retribution, whereas if you did something bad and you pay them for the bad thing, so like getting in a car accident and then paying for it to be fixed, that is not a reciprocate. Reciprocate is to exchange in kind. So someone did something for you, you do something back for them. Same thing with reciprocal as the adjective form and reciprocity as the noun form. So meaning the same thing, just looking at how you're actually using it. Okay, the last one, relegate, is the next last one, relegate is a verb, to put out of sight or mind or to demote, or to assign for a decision or further action. So if you're relegating the action, you're putting it off, you're not thinking about it, kind of like me grading those synthesis essays, I'm relegating it to the back of my mind and me not wanting to have to deal with it. Obviously, granted, I have to deal with it, but I'm kind of demoting it and putting it to the back for now. So you're putting it off to the side and saving it for later. You could think of procrastination as this idea too, is that you're putting it off to the side and thinking about it later. Vertigo, dizziness or a tilting, spinning sensation. So if someone has vertigo, usually they also are queasy and have this queasy feeling. So people get this, like if they're standing in something and they start spinning a lot, they can get this vertigo sensation and feel like they're still spinning when they stop. If you go on a ride that spins a lot, you can still, when you actually stop and you start to walk, you kind of feel like you're spinning within that. Okay, so these are your 15 words this week. I might have a vocab quiz for you on Friday, might not. I'll have a better answer for you that tomorrow, but definitely a Wordly Wise 9 through 10 test next week, late next week as well. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.